always forget. So I have to click OK. All right. So, all right. So really my goal this month, you guys, is, first and foremost, it's really to kind of show you guys a streamlined schedule. How many of you guys, show of hands, are busy? Let's do two. Right. So I mean, let's be real. I mean, what is one of the things that typically goes when our life is chaotic? It's not like you can get rid of your kids, right? I can't get rid of my husband either. So some of the stuff has to stay, right? But a lot of times what ends up happening is, no, I'll just post later. I'll just do this later, right? It's the business, right? And it's totally normal. We all do it. But I think what I want really to happen is for that not to be an option. And I don't want it to be an option because I want you guys to see how you can work your business in a smaller amount of time, but produce more. That's really the goal of this, right? So first and foremost, if you guys have your phones, that's fine. I want you guys to I'm going to walk through a typical work session in the morning. So either you write this down, this is recorded, you just listen, whatever you want to do, but I want this to be interactive because I really want your guys' feedback. Let's talk morning. Okay. We're just going to dive right into it. My question for you, and you guys can put it in the chat, you can unmute yourselves. What does morning look like? And when I ask what does morning look like, I'm not talking about it's crazy chaotic, kids are everywhere, they take forever to get their shoes on, all the things. I'm not talking about that. What I'm talking about is when you sit down to work your business in the morning, if you're a morning person, okay, at some point, what does it look like? Where do you struggle with? How do you start the day in your business? Do I post first? Am I doing this? Do you guys have a set schedule now, or is that where or what you guys are lacking? Just curious so that I know what I'm working with. Oh, thanks, Ashley. Set schedule. Okay. All right. Okay. So who else?
I don't have a set schedule because my mornings differ. Especially with me going back to work.
Good.
It differs. So no, I don't have a set schedule.
Okay, this is good. Now, if you're one that's like your schedule's like hit or miss, it's always different. Can I ask a question? Are you consistently working your business in the morning? Probably no, right? It's okay. What I'm saying, I just want to get a feel for where do you guys feel you're lacking? Because what happens typically for me, and I don't know about you guys, when I don't have a solid system in my morning, it throws the rest of my day off. So if I'm not getting to my phone or posting or stories in the morning, I could get to it later, but it's that like, I'm just going to throw this up. I'm just going to throw this up, right? It's a quick thing. I'm not thinking about it. I'm not really thinking about the outcomes. I'm just doing it to go through the motions, right? And that's like trying to run your business on the fly, right? I do not have a set schedule. Okay. I don't have a set. Okay. All right. So here's what I want to show you guys. So I would say first and foremost, this is what we're going to do. And I want you guys to promise me your day, like you said in the diamond call, it starts the night before. So from here on out, it is a non-negotiable when you guys go to sleep. So I'm talking, okay, what time is it? It's 9 o'clock here in Eastern time, 6 o'clock Pacific, right? So when your head, okay, for example, when do you guys go to bed? Drop times, 10, and it needs to be no later than 11 o'clock. We got to do better. We got to do better. Okay, 11, 8. All right, that's 8. 8's early. That's awesome. I wish I could go to bed at 8. Oh my God, that would be love. 10-ish. You guys, 10-ish. 12. 11. You got okay. All right, we're gonna fix this. We are gonna fix it. All right, because 12 or late, Ashley. Oh my gosh. Okay. Now I'm not saying I'm not up. Sometimes I'd be up. I don't even know. Like, listen, I'd be looking at random stuff, but it's fine. It's fine. So we're going to fix this. And what we're going to do, you guys, is the last thing you're going to do for your business is what? Send 30 messages. When you send 30 messages, what do you do with your phone? Do you wait and respond? Do you go then look at Amazon? Do you, I don't know, watch some random videos? I've been finding some random stuff like, I don't know, they try to tempt me and they pop up right when they know I'm about to put my phone down, but I'm not going to do it. So my sleep time is horrible. Sometimes on until, oh my God, that is not good. Here's the thing. Did you guys know that women age prematurely if we lack sleep? we're already aging as it is. Some of us have gray hair that we're not ready for yet. All the things, we're already losing collagen. By the time I reach 55, I'm going to look crazy if I were to go to sleep at 3 a.m. You can't do that to yourselves. You guys have to remember that if you're not operating at your optimal level, the rest and everything else you're trying to do will never be what you truly want it to be. Like, right? It just won't. Okay. I don't care how good you think you are. It just won't. Those people that are sleeping in till 11 a.m. till noon, I hope no one's sleeping in that late. Get it together. Get it together. Okay. Sleepy tea. Yes. Sleepy tea all day long too, if you have to. So before you go to bed, it's 30 messages. We start our day the night before. It's a non-negotiable from here on out. If what you're doing isn't producing, okay, or if what you're doing is producing, but you want to increase, send 30 messages. You guys, the message itself is not this grand specific message. It is a specific green light message about your giveaway, right? Like, hey, we're doing a giveaway. It's this. Like, I mean, it's very short, okay? Brief to the point. I'll ask it all in one, right? We're going to send that to 30 people. How you send it, that's completely up to you. Here's a couple of options. Go to your friends list on Facebook, sort A to Z. One option. Go to your friends list, sort oldest to newest. That is better than doing newest to oldest, okay? Sometimes whenever we're adding new people, you don't necessarily want to right off the bat message them with that, but you could. So I do A to Z, or I do oldest to newest, or sort either one of those ways and go from the top down and just like pick on one person and message their mutual friends. Obviously, if it's a mutual friend, they're your friend, right? But what you're doing is you're telling your brain, you're not going through a whole list of 30 people, you're going through 3. But of those 3 people, you total had 30 messages sent because across those 3 people, you had 10 mutual friends with each one. Does that make sense? For me, I like knowing that I'm streamlining. Sometimes I get distracted if I'm going down. How many of you guys lose track where you are? Like, what friend did I end at? I don't even remember, right? So like doing it this way, messaging your mutual friends is not like it's not like a hidden thing. It's just to try to tell your brain that it's not as much work as what you think it is. And you're going to be able to stay focused longer. Okay. So that was what was behind that intention. Okay. So 30 messages at night, right? Green light message. You will not message the people that respond back to your inbox, okay? You will not get upset if by the time you're done, even if it takes you 30 minutes, that no one's responded to you, okay? Don't get in your feelings. It's not about you. This is mechanical, right? You're going to put your phone down. So here's the little tip. If you're not ready to put your phone away and go to bed, don't send the 30 messages yet, because what this will do is it will tempt you, okay? And it's going to put you're not going to be able to consistently show up in this light every single day. You've got to commit to this and tell yourself, when I send these 30 messages, that is also a cue for my brain to turn off. I no longer am in business mode. I am in self-care mode, and I need to take my butt to bed. Okay. So 30 messages before bed. Yes, go for it.
Okay. So I send my 30 messages, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I put my phone on the charger and I place it face down, right?
Okay.
But in my head, I'm not sleepy because a week prior, I would scroll TikTok until my phone falls out of my hand and it's somewhere on the bed. So this whole new putting phone down has me like
anxious.
Like yes, and my body is like, I need TikTok for sleep. Come on. So it takes me a minute to go to sleep.
Yeah.
And then my phone starts dinging. And
right,
I'm like,
dinging, or the vibration. It's literally like this internal thing that goes off. Like I used to do this with work when I used to work in the corporate. Every time I would get an email, I'd hear the alert and I'm like, oh shoot, I gotta check the email. And it would be like 9:00 at night. What emergency is happening at 9:00 at night? Here's what you need to remember. We are now shifting from being in the scarcity mindset to the abundance mindset. If you're not obedient doing this, you will not be obedient with whatever else is going to come your way. Okay. Do this for you. I promise you, if you just try this for 7 straight days, you're going to see. You are going to see how magical this can be for you. Okay. I promise you. So yes, I want you guys, those of you that are in my up level chat, every single time, like we've been doing it, you send your 30 messages. And here's another tip for those of you that struggle, screen record it. I don't care if we have 10 screen recordings in our chat at night. Some of you guys do send it to hold yourselves accountable. The point is to hold yourself accountable, right? So screen record it, send your messages, like you said, plug it in, turn it over, done. Okay. If you touch that phone, think of it as like you're like, so my dog, she's got this like shock collar. That sounds so bad. It's not that bad, but you know what I'm saying. Okay, literally, you touch this thing, is about to go off. Like something's about to blow up. Or every single time you touch it to look at it after you send 30 messages, it's one less customer message you're gonna have in the morning. I know we don't want that planted in our head, right? So if you touch it 10 times after, guess what? Oh, you're not going to have messages for a couple of days. Sorry. Right? So we just got to be obedient with it. Okay. So 30 messages at night. Doesn't matter the message you send. Okay. Turn it over. You wait. Now, when I wake up in the morning, this is where it gets a little bit, I don't want to say intense, but this is where it gets super cool. Here's what I do. In the morning, we're going to wake up, right? You do not touch your phone. So here's a little tip for you, for those of you that run late, that you got to get up and get moving because you're running late because you wait to the last minute to get out of bed. Nope. We got to increase this because more successful people wake up earlier. That's like a statistic. Did you guys know that? I'm not saying you have to do 4:30 a.m. Okay, I'm not saying that. But what I'm saying is take the time you wake up now and go back 30 minutes. Give yourself 30 minutes. Who can do that? Can everyone do that? Okay. All right. Okay. So 30 minutes, right? We're going to wake up. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to literally sit there. Okay. Half the time my eyes are burning. Like I can't open my eyes right away anyway, So it takes me a minute. So that's when I say affirmations. It's quiet time. It's prayer. I'm literally talking in my head. Okay. Then we're going to journal. So if your journal needs to go upstairs by your bedroom, in your nightstand, wherever it needs to be, you don't have to necessarily get up, get dressed, go down to your office to journal. It can be literally right beside you if you need it to be. Okay. So all of this, I'm still in bed, right? When I host Power 30s in the morning, though, I do come down here. But nonetheless, it can be right there. You're going to pray. You're going to journal. You're going to read a devotional. You're going to, and here's the thing. No, devotional, can it be found on your phone? I guess if you don't feel tempted to go look at that inbox to go find a devotional, then do it. But if not, I would suggest you get a book. You find something tangible that you can hold and read. Okay. And then you're going to do that. Then this needs to take anywhere within 10 minutes, you guys. We are working on a dime. We don't have to journal for 30,000 minutes. We don't have to do that, right? It can be one sentence, okay? It does not matter what it is. It is the act of doing this every single day, right? Long obedience. So then this next 10 minutes, okay? What if you use your phone as an alarm? That's okay. If the phone wakes you up, sure, that's fine. I have my phone set with an alarm too. I just tap it. I know where to hit snooze, so I just know. Yeah, just tap it off. And then the next 10 minutes comes, okay? So the next 10 minutes, this is where I go in my inbox. I am now ready.
Hi, Tavia.
Hi. Hi, Sarai.
Look,
I love it. I love it.
and I got a pirate.
Oh my gosh, look at you.
And the sword.
That's my girl. Okay. Okay, so next 10 minutes is in my inbox. So I get to go look and see if I have messages from the night before of what I've done, right? Now, here's the thing. Guess what? If you have no messages, are you a failure? No. I didn't have messages my first day and I was like, what? How? I was so upset. I was so in my feelings because I was like, there is no way, right? Nope, there was way. I did not have any messages, okay? So here's a little tip for you guys. And I'm going to tell you right now. So I think it's great when some people have calendars and schedules. I do too. Like I have a planner all day long. I have a calendar that I put up on my wall, for God's sake. Okay. That's for my family, not so much for me. Here's what I did. Look, Amber showed me this too. In your phone, those of you that have an iPhone, I'm pretty sure Android has it, but I don't really know. A notes thing, okay? Notes. Does anyone have like notes? Oh, okay, you do. Thanks, Dorita. So notes. You're going to do August HAP, right? And you're gonna date it. You're gonna literally put August 1st, 1 to 10, August 2nd, 1 to 10. Write it all out, okay? Write it all out. Then you're gonna have a second note that says August LCs and DTs, and you're gonna number it out. So drop in the comments, how many people do you want to enroll? Now, here's the thing. I'm not saying you can't go with this crazy, amazing number. That's awesome. but we need to start being realistic, right? Because sometimes whenever we raise that bar too high and we don't hit it, our mindset hasn't grown that far yet to not feel, right, emotionally attacked whenever we don't hit a goal. So I want you guys to really be super honest with yourself and say, if last month I got 10, then I'm going to do 20. Add 10 to whatever you did the month before. 15, boom. Awesome. 8. So 8, so would it be 18? You want to add 10 to what you did before as your goal, okay? All right. And so that's what your goal is. So you're going to do 1 to 18, 1 to 15, 1 to 8, 1 to 5. It doesn't matter what it is, okay? So that's what you're going to do in the second note. Now, here's the kicker. When I wake up in the morning and I check my inbox on my second 10-minute time frame, right? I'm going to message all the people that say, yeah, I'll post for you. Yeah, I'll post for you. Yeah, I'll post for you, right? So I'm using boards. Bam, here's the post. Bam, here's the post, right? I'm going through all of that, okay? Now, here's the thing. Every person, hear me out, every person who I send my host a post to, their name goes in my notes under August HAP. Why do I do this? Because it is an easier follow-up method for me, right? It does, I'm not saying they posted yet, but what I'm saying is their name goes on my list. When I get the tag notification, when they come back to my message and say, hey, I posted for you, I will put a dash, okay. I'll literally add my phone to this so you guys can see it. I'll do okay. Then in my head, when I'm going through my notes for follow-up at night, okay, she got it. Okay, she got it up. Oh, she didn't. Hey girl, I didn't see your post. Can you tag me in it? And then a lot of times they're like, oh my gosh, I forgot. Oh, cool, no worries, just tag me, right? So it's an easy follow-up method for me, and I'm able to keep up with it a whole lot faster than going to find my planner, writing it down. I mean, I did that before, but I wanted to try to streamline it so that we can like help all of you guys win, okay? So let me add this because I want you guys to see what I'm talking about. Okay. Continue. Cancel. All right, here we go. Let me see if I can share my screen. Okay, so I'm going to show you exactly what I'm working with. Okay, so here we go. So here's host to post, right? I have them numbered all the way out through, the rest of the year. But here's what August 1st looks like. So notice when I literally wrote down every single one of their names, right? From Instagram, I wrote it down as is, and I put IG just so that I know where to go back to. But notice where they say okay, right? So their name goes down, then I put okay. Now the green check mark means I've had conversations about the distributor. So that's my method. You don't have to use the same thing, but that's how I know by a quick glance in my notes who has said yes to posting for me, who has actually posted, and who have I sent the DT message to. So I can quickly look through and see from all these last couple of days where I need to follow up and who I still need to ask about being a distributor. Okay, does that make sense? So that's the way that I flow with this. And then when I come over to like my enrollments, then you want to make sure that you're putting all the names in here. I star the people that I think will be awesome distributor potentials for me. Maybe it's the dialogue I had with them. Maybe there was something that, I don't know, stood out to me. So them, I'm really focused on to try to have that conversation back and forth with, okay? So that's how I do this. So hopefully that makes sense. You just want to number this out. So I'm operating between both those two notes, okay, every day. So let me take this off for a second. Okay, so that is my second 10 minutes, right? So if I don't get 10, okay, because 10 is my goal. If I don't have 10 names that I've copied over to my notes, what do? I do not move on to my next 10-minute section until I message another 15 people. Really, I do 30. I do 30 at a time. That's what I like to do. But my goal in the beginning of the morning is getting up host to post. I'm not so much worried about sending distributor messages in the morning. I don't do that until night, okay? So my method is I wake up, it's the gratitude, it's the prayer, it's the journaling, then I'm in my inbox. Do I have 10? Nope, I don't have 10. Let's send 30 more. Okay, is my time up? Okay, boom, we're shifting, right? Because I had to get into this system because what I was doing was I would work and then I'd be like, well, I don't have 10. Let me go send more messages. I would only get to 15 and then a message would pop up in my messenger and I'd have to comment back. And then I'm like over here, then I'm over here, right? We always do it. We all do it. So I was like 30 minutes, I'm done. Right now, let's say it's a great day and I've got 10 people in my inbox that say, yes, I want to post for you. Cool. Copy their name over. I've got 10. Then my last 10 minutes of what I do It's following up on the host to post I have already. So I'm going into my Facebook, I'm going into my saved folder, and I'm updating. I started all the way at the bottom, like meaning the first person that ever posted for me, right? And I'm looking at their post. Did I message everyone? Yep. Okay, go to the next one. Did I message everyone? Yep. Okay, go to the next one. And I do that until my time runs out, right? And then I just write down a name of where I stopped. 30 minutes. It's just me being obedient in 30 minutes. So what I found was that the shorter amount of time I gave myself, the more I focused. Does that make sense? Because I knew I didn't have a lot of time. And I was like, well, I got to get this done. And it was more about the self-discipline. And once I had the self-discipline and I saw that because I was having self-discipline and the obedience in it, then I was consistent with following up. I was consistent with messaging people on time. And then I started to see enrollments. So then when I started to see enrollments, guess what happens? It naturally will motivate you to keep going, right? So that's all it was. And it's just like this cycle that I do every day. So that's the morning session. Does that make sense? Okay, so the okay means it's up. Yes, the okay means it's up. So their name, just their name goes over there. Until I get the tag, until they come back and say, okay, done, right? Because in my last message, it says, hey, tag me and comment back here, done, right? Some of them don't even follow directions, it's fine, right? So because I'm not gonna go to your page and check and see if you did it. I don't have time to do that, right? You need to let me know if it's done. What I will do is I'm gonna message you if I didn't get the tag or if you didn't say done, and I'm gonna say, hey girl, did you end up posting that? I didn't see a tag come through. Can you tag me in it? And a lot of times they'll be like, oh yeah, right? So that's what I do for that. Okay, so hopefully that makes sense. And then what else? So that's my first part. Okay, that's the first part of the day, right? So that's setting up my day. It's all about post to post. Okay, gratitude, post to post. Okay, then I go into lunchtime. Right now, do you have to do 30-minute pods throughout the day 3 times? No, this is just what kind of works for me. But whatever works best for you. Maybe it's only morning and night. Cool, right? Maybe it is morning, lunchtime, and night. Whatever works best for you. So then I get to lunchtime, right? This is how it shifts a little bit. So it's still 30 minutes, but my first 10 minutes isn't necessarily gratitude and journaling because I already did that. So what I do is I shift it up. So again, if I haven't gotten 10 up, what do? I send messages, right? I'm super consistent with sending messages if I haven't gotten my 10. If I've gotten my 10, then I shift into following up on my current host to posts that are out there. And then I usually free up a 10 minutes to start messaging about the opportunity or something else in there, right? So all I'm doing is I'm just shifting to make sure that I'm just like flowing down the process, right? So if I have 10 up, good to go. I start commenting back on the host to post, right? Then I start in my inbox to see who's commented about the gummies, right? Who accepted my friend request and who do I need to message? Because that's another layer too, right? Because they have their post to post going. You got to start messaging these people because how we do it is we friend them. Once they accept, then we message, remember, info and price is one, and you send it with the before and after. It's a non-negotiable to do it this way, right? To say nothing else, right? So I don't have to go back and forth between like, oh, do I tell them about the 90 days? Do I not? Oh, do I tell them about this price? Nope, it's already there. Okay. So that's kind of how it's done. So that's what happens in my middle section. So this middle of the day, that's when I start to see who's customer potentials for me, who's responding back, who says they want info. Like this is where I start to enroll a little bit more because I'm finally in my inbox about my host to post. Okay. Then at night, the only thing that I add or that I shift, right? Yeah, I can follow up and do comments, but I'm strictly messaging for the opportunity. So maybe I'll go 2 days ago. Maybe I don't really have a number. I try not to get 72 hours and beyond from them posting if I can help it, depending on how many I have. But all it is just the ask message, right? So we're just asking them, hey, thanks so much for posting for me. I got you down. By the way, blah, 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 right? Cool. Now, for those of you that feel you want to do it right away after they've posted or after you've sent the host to post and they said they got it up, I don't know that I would do it right away. And here's why. It shifts your focus. Think about this. If your 10 minutes is full of just getting people's host to post up and they're responding back, done right away, done, then you go into the distributor, you've lost your track or your flow of messaging for the host to post. For me, it breaks it up too much to where I'm in one folder and then I got to come out and then I got to go in this folder because this is a new potential that said yes. Then I got to send her the DT scripts. It's too much. So for me, I only do distributor messaging at night. Totally up to you. But that's kind of how I do it because it's easier for me to manage. Middle of the day is all about host to post and catching up. And then end of the day is all about the distributor. So hopefully that makes sense. And then I end with sending my 30 messages, right? So that's kind of how the day flows. And literally, guys, 10-minute sections. You'd be surprised what you get done in 10 minutes. Here's the thing, shoot for 30. Does it mean or matter that, oh my gosh, I only got 18 in 10 minutes? No, that's awesome, right? Don't be so consumed with that number, just the process. It is the obedience of actually doing the work, but doing it in a consistent way every single day, right? Even if it's same day posters. Yeah. Now, usually I'm not that good yet to do same day. It depends on how many I have, right? Yeah, it just depends on how many I have, but I only do in the 10-minute time frame. So once that timer's up, and if you guys need a timer, set a timer on your phone for 10 minutes, right? Like if you're not good to keep track of time, because I know some people are just not, right? Oh, I know what 10 minutes is, and it's like 45 minutes later, right? No, set a timer, and then that way you can shift focus, you know? But yeah, that's kind of the flow of this, you guys. So hopefully that helps to make sense. And again, it's for those people, I don't care if you work at home. I don't care if you work out of the house, if you have multiple jobs, if you have kids, whatever. I really feel like kind of condensing it down into these small pockets, but very intentional, I think could be really, really beneficial for so many of you. Now, again, the only thing I do outside of this, you guys, is posting in my stories and posting. And another little tip for posting, some people post 3 times a day, some people post 2, some people post 1. But a tip in the morning, you want to talk about the flow of your morning or like a motivational quote, right? What's happening in your morning? You guys ever have those mornings where like there's a story to tell? Like it's funny, it's whatever, right? Like those stories, you don't have to sell gummies right at 9 o'clock, guys. Like you don't have to do it that way. But tell a story, like take us through your day. Like, oh my gosh, I'm back in my routine. Like, and you're just talking, like whatever. Middle of the day is product. Can be product focused, right? Maybe you're having your reds, maybe you're doing your collagen, maybe you're taking your TFXX, whatever. End of the day can be the business opportunity if you want it to be. So that's sometimes the flow of how people post. If you're only a 2-time-a-day poster, well, then just kind of figure out, okay, does your non-business post go with a product that day, or does your non-business post go with a business post that day, right? Just kind of change it up that way, just to make it easy. Don't think too much about it. But yeah, so who has questions? Let's start there because I know I ran through that pretty fast. Okay, let's see. See, there you go. There you go. I've had so many host to post this month already. It's crazy.
I was asking you about sending the DT because in the call today, there was a lot of scripts for thank you so much for posting.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? There was a lot of those. So I saved them. So you could probably break them up. I could probably drop them here. I have them.
Yeah, I think, and here's the thing. I would say no matter what message you're sending after, totally make it super like as if you're talking to someone like, girl, like, thank you so much for posting me. But like, I don't even know if you've ever thought about doing what I do, but like what you just did is what I do every single day. Right. And I really feel like not a fraud when I say that now, because it's literally what I do, right? Like the host to post is literally everything, because so much of it can surround there. So people ask me, do you still interact in your newsfeed? No, I do not. I do not, because I don't have time, and it's really not worth it anymore at this point. I'm doing so much interaction with host to post. Your views are going to go up in your stories. Your comments and likes are going to go up in your posts. If you're diligently working host to post every single day, I promise you. And here's the other thing that I always say, right? People say, would you product or do you do giveaway? Here's the thing. I think this is subjective based off your network. If you're posting and you're doing stories and you're not getting enough hits, you're not getting views, it's dry, no one's interacting with you, you already know you got to do giveaway all day long. You've got to build your network, because if not, you're posting to absolutely no one, right? What is the point? But if you're getting traction, if you're getting comments, if you're getting your views are going up, your stories are engaging, like you're doing really good, go product all day long, right? That's what I would say. I am really right now focused on product, a Power 30 template. Yeah, totally. I get that. I know. I probably have to write it out at one point. But yeah, guys, that's really kind of the flow. And it's just something that I've just been doing it every single day. And I'm telling you, I don't think the magic is per se in the scripts. I honestly think it is the consistency of it. Like, have you ever been super consistent with a process of host to post, doing it, but also the documenting of host to post? That's the hard part, right? Think about it. That's hard. And so for some of you that want to document in an outside notebook, I think that's great if that notebook is with you all the time. Because here's the problem. We want to work at a stoplight. We want to work at a football practice. We want to work at this. Do you have your stuff with you? Because if you don't have your stuff with you, then you're opening up a new notebook, or now you're doing it a different way. Now you're thinking you're saving it. Now you're screenshotting it. It's too much, right? So that's why I was like, you know what? I have a good system, but I got to figure out a way to have it all in one. And the phone was the only way to do that, because I know this always goes with me, right? I've been doing tons of product reviews increasing. Yeah, there you go. That's good though. That's good though. Absolutely. So yeah, but those are good questions. So what else? What else do you guys have as far as any other questions? Oh, and I forgot to say at night, guys, when you send those 30 messages, gratitude follows. So when you put your phone down, it's like, okay, God, bless these hosts to posts, bless these people that are going to be in my inbox in the morning. You know, you just say it every single day, right? I mean, it's the gratitude portion of it too. It does. It sounds like when she first said it to me, I was like, okay. And I was like, okay, like, hey God, you know, like, yeah. So, but seriously, I do it. I mean, you seriously just do it, because I'm telling you, when you start to get in a consistent habit of doing it, you're excited to do it. When's the last time you've been super excited to do host to post? Right, exactly. You know, like, we're not, you know, like, listen, I still to this day, even though it's working, I don't love host to post. It is a mechanical thing and I get super bored, but I'm loving the process and I'm loving the discipline it's building for me, because I know that I can do this. Like, I set this goal and I'm going to commit to doing it no matter what. And because I'm so consistent with it, it's producing, right? So what other questions? So are you guys going to start this? We're going to start this tonight. If you guys haven't already, I know a lot of my team has already been doing this, but we're going to start this tonight. So if you don't have your notes updated, create a new note and title it August HAP, number it out by the days, right? August 1st, August 2nd, whatever. If you haven't updated it from the 1st to today, then just start it for tomorrow morning, whatever. And then go through it that way. And then all I do too, guys, is I'm kind of lazy because I guess I could do it a different way, but I'll just take my full amount of host to post and I'll like number it in the HAP spread in our team page for the giveaway. Yeah, there's been a lot. So that's kind of how I do it. But we're going to start tonight. We're going to send 30 messages. We're going to show gratitude. We're going to turn off the phone. We are not going to message back or respond back. We're going to wake up. It's going to be full of gratitude, prayer, and journal, followed by getting in that inbox. If you don't have 10 up, you message. You do nothing else besides messaging. You're not updating host to post, okay? You're not going and commenting and doing the replies yet. If you don't have 10 up, okay? If you don't have 10 responses, you're in your friends list messaging again. That's it. If your 30 minutes runs out, you put your phone down, you ask God to bless your actions, and you wait till your next 30 minutes, right? Maybe that's at night. Maybe that's at lunchtime. Doesn't matter, okay? Again, you check. Do I have 10? All right, I'm going to go and message more. Now, if you're getting to a point where you're doing giveaway and you can't keep up, here's the thing. Don't overwhelm yourself with it. If you don't need to send another 30 messages at lunchtime, even though you still haven't gotten 10, be subjective about it and allow yourself the grace to kind of move on. I'm saying if you're working with one, right? Like I'm saying, like be super, kind of think about this in the larger scheme of things, right? Like how is this going to pan out for my entire day? Because think about it, when we send them at night and you're up super early, people may not have responded yet just because they're not up. So for those of you that don't send it till midnight and then you're up at 6 a.m., guess what? They may not have even seen it because they've been sleeping before you sent it and they're still sleeping whenever you're checking your inbox, right? So what I've noticed and what I found is usually around by 1 p.m. my time, I usually will have most of my 10 up. That's usually just kind of how it trickles in for me. And then I can shift focus. So now it's all about the comments. Now it's all about making sure my posts are up. Now it's all about making sure my stories are up to date, right? Then at nighttime, it's all about the distributors, right? It's about having those conversations and those dialogues back and forth and sending my 30, asking God to bless my actions. And I literally just go like this and I just do it again and I do it again and I do it again. But the one thing I'm super consistent about is writing down the names. As soon as you send host to post, when you send that gummy picture, when you send that script, their name goes in your notes. Not, oh, I'm going to remember it and do it later. No, you will not. You take their name and you go type it in there. You got to do that. You got to be super consistent with that. And that's pretty much it. That's all I write down. And then whenever they do post for you, it's a okay. When you've messaged them the opportunity that night, put a green check mark, right? Whatever system you want to use, but create something that works for you, right? Something that's going to catch your eye so that you can easily skim down and skim through and make sure that you've gotten everyone, right? Yeah, and the tracking that I do too. It's going to be good. It's easier than a whole bunch of sheets. I like being green too and having like a whole bunch of checklists. I think it's great. It's super pretty. It's super organized. But realistically, am I going to get out 6 different trackers to do this? Probably not, right? So yeah, what other questions you guys have? Ask them now, because I know you guys will have questions. Or what have you guys noticed? For my team that's been doing it, and I know some other people have been doing it, what have you guys noticed? Or how have you guys seen things change or increase? Or has anyone, or any of you, Tashima, you need to unmute. Yeah.
Tavi, I have a question. Is your host to post on Instagram different? And are you having them post on their story or on their wall on Instagram?
Good question. So my hosted post on Instagram is different. They just reshare a reel, right? So they're resharing and tagging me in their stories.
They're sharing a reel.
Yeah, they're sharing a reel. I recorded a business one today. And so what I'm going to be doing eventually is having them reshare my business one on Instagram. So they're resharing it and tagging me when they like
back on that.
Yeah, go ahead.
If you don't do reel, okay, like I did the Disney reel, so I'm just having them share my Disney reel right now.
That's what I did, yeah.
What if you don't do reels? Because I know a few of the girls don't do or haven't done reels.
Here's what I would say. If you haven't done reels, don't stress yourself out with doing hosted posts on Instagram. Don't even enter into that if you're not ready, willing, able to be consistent with the follow. Because I'm gonna tell you right now, Instagram was popping. It's still blowing up for me. And that's most of the hosted posts that I have up. Here's the thing. I grew over 80, I think probably 83 followers in 24 hours by doing what I've been doing in this reel, right? It's great. However, I'm messaging everyone that likes the reel and comments. Why? Because my whole intention on Instagram isn't necessarily for customer enrollment. It's for expansion of my network. I know what my platform on Instagram needs. And right now it needs more interaction, more views, more likes, more interaction, right? So that's what I'm focused on. So if you're not on Instagram at that level yet or wanting to be and know that you can be consistent, don't even do it. And I don't mean that in a bad way, but seriously, don't do it. Because host to post is not hard, but it takes a lot of specific intention and organization and focus, right? And so if Facebook is where it's at for you, totally blow it up on Facebook with host to post. And that's where I would stay. I wouldn't necessarily do a whole lot on Instagram unless you're ready for that. But yeah, that's a good question. Yes.
So we've gone back and forth with this. Say you want to.
Mm-hmm.
And like you said, you're sharing your reel. I'm having them share my Disney reel.
Yes.
Would you have them post on their wall? Would you try to do a post and receive that? Like,
yeah, I mean,
I know that I've heard multiple things like I personally have always had them share stories. I never got anything from it. So then I can't remember who it was. Maybe it was Heather was saying like I have them just do the post, like my post, send them the picture and do something, and then just save it and go and check on it. So once I made the Disney reel and you were like shared the reel, I was like, oh, I could probably just have the reel blow up.
Yeah, I have my reel blow up. It's easier for me to manage. I can save things on Instagram, but it's not as functional for me as it is going to my save folder on Facebook, right? It's just it's easier and it flows because it's what we're used to. For those of you that aren't really on Instagram and you're like, oh, I want to be good on Instagram, I think it's great. And I would totally say yes. Here's what I would recommend though. When you're trying anything new, do not do it on a platform that is already foreign to you, right? Like, so if this is a new system for many of you, a new process, stick with the platform you're most comfortable with while you're launching this. Then once you've kind of gotten to that point where you feel like, okay, I feel good about this, I'm consistent, I feel like I got it, then that way you can release some of your energy to focus on what you need to do for Instagram. If you're set on trying to grow Instagram at the same time, I would totally recommend doing reels. Reels are going to blow up more than posts will ever blow up, because we just know, and you know, Shauna, that's just what it is. Like, because I forget who I was watching, and it was on a reel, and she said, just FYI, you can still post on Instagram, but they're doing away with posting being any relevant as far as like the algorithm. It's reels.
10 out of 10 for engagement. If you're talking about Instagram,
it's just like, yeah.
So it's like, you want to have the most engagement on, if you're on Instagram, it's like, I shared this with you guys before. Reels are 10 out of 10. Carousels is when you post the multiple pictures, is like 8 to 9 out of 10. That's for growing your network. So that's why I think if you were going to do it on Instagram, say you're decent on Instagram, I think, like, it's been racking my brain over the last 2 days. I think if you want to grow your network, it would be share the reel. I think if you want the enrollments, it would be have them post a post, save the post in your collections, and then you're just checking those comments when you go into your Power 30s.
Yeah, totally. Yeah. So I think that's a subjective thing. Look, like, Isha, oh my gosh, over 8,000 views. I only messaged the people who comment. Yeah, and I did too. But then I was like, ooh, what if I message all of them? It takes a minute, I'm not gonna lie. And it really commit to that. But absolutely the message. And you know how, do you message from right there? Like, did you see how you can reply and message? I was like, boom, I got this. So I just have it saved in my boards, and I'm just like, bam, bam, bam. So yes, it's exciting whenever you do it. I mean, I would say if you guys have a few minutes and you want to do a reel about the Disney giveaway, it's not going to hurt anything, right? You just never know if it's going to blow up, you guys. So what other questions do you guys have? I'll write this out. Maybe I'll write it out. I don't know. I'll figure it out. I'll put like this actual process, like in a thing or a picture.
I feel like it's just finding what works for us for the 30 minutes. It's just making sure we're doing 30 minutes in the morning and 30 minutes at night, setting maybe a timer and just staying focused and setting a goal, because if not, it's like squirrel brain. You'll go all over the place.
Yeah, for sure.
And being, like you said, being disciplined, because you're not disciplined to walk away after the 30 minutes or like, step away, then it's going to end up being as overwhelming as anything else. And then you're not going to want to do it.
Yeah. And you guys have that guilt, that, oh my gosh, I should be doing more for my business. Or you have the guilt of, oh my gosh, I should be out there with my family, but I haven't really worked my business. So I got to be working my business. And, and it's just, it's a lot, right? Mentally. And I've found that by doing this, you guys, I'm telling you, like, am I finding magical people for host to post? No, it's the number. Like, I'm just going for 10. So I'm messaging more than that. Do I get up more than 10? Yes, I do get up more than 10. Some days I don't. Like last month, I didn't get up necessarily 10 every single day, but I was still enrolling. But I was just consistent with the process. And really the biggest part for me was I was consistent with the follow-up. So for example, like let's say today's the 4th, I went back and messaged 2 people from the 1st who didn't post for me. I didn't have an okay, so I messaged them. They posted for me today. Boom, that's 2 for today. So it doesn't really matter that when I message them that they post on the same day, if I have those names written down in my notes, it's a constant follow-up. Right? Every single one of them are distributor potentials that literally is in my notes, right? So I've got 12 host to posts from day 1, 22 from day 2, 23 from yesterday, and now I have 16 from today. All of them are distributor potentials. They're not going to all say yes, but that's not the point. The point is that when is the last time you've truly had that many distributor potentials to even ask the question to, without it being a super random question just to someone random in your friends list, right? Just saying, And I think it's looking at it that way. And when all those people, I think I've only had 3 people post giveaway for me this month. The rest have just been a product, right? And because of that, I'm just enrolling. And I'm enrolling. And when I'm going through the comments, have a system. When I'm replying, guess what? When I message someone the script, info, price, before and after, I go back to that post. I love their I love their comment. So instead of liking it, I love it. I like everyone's initially and I say, hey girl, I'm friending you, accept me and I'll send you info. Once they accept me and I send the info, I go back and I heart. I love their comment. Why? Because again, I got to find what works for me. So when I'm running through all these host to posts, okay, that's a love, like, ooh, let me go see if she accepted my friend request. Okay, love, like, okay, let me go see if she accepted my friend request, right? Does that make sense? So it's a very quick process, but you've got to figure out like what system works best for you, you know? So hopefully that makes sense when I was just explaining that. I know I'm a visual person, but.
So I have a quick question. So you only, because I guess I was doing it wrong again. So you only send the info to the people once they accept your friend request? Because I send it as soon as I message them. Like I would, hit like.
You can, but Facebook will block you sooner by doing that. So what I do, and again, this is not for everyone, but what I do, Tika, is okay. Someone comments, me, I want it. And I'm like, all right, girl, like send, accept my friend. I'm going to send you a friend request, accept it. And I'll send you info, like whatever that comment reply is, right? Boom. I friend them. I click message. So I go into their inbox. I pre-send. I didn't always do this. And there was a time when I started this and I was like, no, screw this. I had too many. I pre-send the message. I don't send it. I pre-populate it. That's the word. Pre-populate it. I go back out. The reason I do this is because if I'm in a hurry and I sort my friends newest to oldest, I see all the new people that have accepted my friend request, right? All I do is I click the 3 dots next to their name, click message. If my message is pre-populated, I already know they're a gummy person. So then boom, I hit send and boom, I hit the before, I send the before and after. I go back, I do, and I just keep going down. So that's a quick way, if I can't go through each post, that I'll go through my friends list from new to old and do it that way. So I try my best to pre-populate the message because it's easier for me in the long run.
Okay,
you know
thanks.
I mean?
That makes sense.
sense.
I remember
Yeah.
Stacia talking about that, but I got so overwhelmed and confused about who accepts my friend request, who did
I know, right? Yeah, and see, and
like,
that's why I send friend requests only for gummies. When I do a giveaway one, they have to friend me and message me. So then this way in my head, I can keep it separated, right? Other than that, I do not friend anybody that is not from a gummy host to post because it'll confuse me. Like we can't, like I have a good system. I can't shake it, do nothing. Like it's got, so yeah, hopefully that makes sense. Yeah, that works for you too. Yeah. It takes a minute. It takes an extra second, right? Because you got to pre-populate it, and then sometimes I forget the before and after. I'm like, oh shoot, I got to go back, but once I send it, but it works. It's just easy that way. So yeah. What other questions do you guys have? And boards, it's this. So we use a couple. So it's just the gummy scripts. Do you guys have Stasia's script, gummy host a post script? It's from like forever ago.
It's like if you could use, I could put it on here.
Yeah.
Let me log in with my phone.
Yeah, but again, it depends on what script you got, or what host you guys are using too, right? If you're not, here's the thing that I would suggest. If you guys have personally like product results with one product that's just killing it for you, do a host to post with that. I don't think it's magical that it's just one product. It's just the process, right? And I know that's what Amber was talking about today. So if you're a cleanse person, do cleanse all day long, especially if you have results to go with it. If you're a coffee person, do coffee, right? Or if you want to do gummies, do gummies. Or if you have no results yet, get results. But B, just do then any of the ones that you think are going to be, hitting. I don't think you can go wrong between coffee, Thermify X, cleanse, HSN hits too, and then gummies. Those ones are really good ones, all of those. Now, what I wouldn't suggest is doing multiple products at once. That's where it gets a little tricky. Don't do that to yourself. I would suggest doing like one product a week if you have to change it up at all. Better yet, if you don't change it and you just stick with it until the wheels fall off type of thing. So hopefully that helps too. Anything else, you guys? Anything else? Laura, I know I kind of cut into your time, sis. Sorry. I was like, who's hosting the Power 3? Whoops. So again, when we hop off here, I know my East Coasters, you probably will be sending your messages right about now when we hop off here. When you hop off, though, be ready that when you're sending those 30 messages, you got to pray and you got to put your phone down. So, for example, if I see you and you've already sent the message, hey, I sent my 30 and you're still messaging me, I might test some of you guys. No, and you're still messaging me, I'm going to be like, nope. Like, you know, like, no, can't do it. But again, it's almost like a game you play with yourself. Seriously, see if you can truly stick to this. And I'm telling you, just give it even 24 hours and see how you feel tomorrow morning when you wake up and you do the gratitude, you do the journaling, you do all that before you look at your phone and get in that inbox. Because you may get in the inbox and it may be lit crazy with something that just popped off. I don't even know. I'm hope not, but I'm just saying, right? Sometimes when your mind is in a little bit of a better place, you're not as easily overwhelmed, right? You're just not. So yeah. All right, guys. Well, I'm excited for you guys. This is going to be good. And then I still put the poll in my chat every day. So we'll still check that off whenever we send the messages. It's almost like we're prepping for the next day. And then we'll just check in. We'll see how you guys are doing and see what your guys track your enrollments, track what you're producing. It's good to track. Don't track to compare, track for you, right? So I don't even care if you share it, but just track for yourself. How many hosted posts did I get up today? Okay, so have the names. How many people did I enroll today? Maybe it's 0, maybe it's 2, maybe it's 3, whatever that looks like. What you want to see is an upward trend, not just in enrollments. You're going to see an increase in your story views. You're going to see an increase in your interaction on your posts, right? You're going to see an increase in a lot of things, not just enrollments. Okay. So don't get fixated on that, but don't not try to produce more than what you have in the past too, because you're so capable of it. So hopefully that all, oh, sorry. Wait, yeah. Toshima was, yeah, go ahead. Wait. Can you hear me? Toshima, you want to share? Go ahead and share.
Share what?
I don't know. Sandra thinks you need to share.
You asked her to share something about her.
Oh, her enrollments. She tried to hold that.
Oh. So since I've been doing this hosted post thing, my story views have doubled. And I have a lot more. I'm not really good on IG, but I'm getting there because I'm getting a lot more interaction on that. And for me, I'm not talking about anybody else, but I struggle with DTs. I really, really did. And so with doing this hosted post, I signed a DT yesterday and I have 2 more potentials for this week. So the process, trust the process, because the process works. It really does.
And I know Felicia's not on here. She knows she's asleep. Felicia, like, okay, everyone knows Felicia, but and I asked her yesterday, I was like, is this from Hosted Post? And she was like, yes, because she hates Hosted Post. And I was like, did I tell you? But she has signed, you guys, 9 customers already. She is killing it. And I know she's got distributor potentials too. If you're signing customers, and if you're getting hosted posts up, every single one of you have distributor potentials. We all do then, right? If we're getting hosted posts, you have distributor potentials. Now, how many of you, actually, before we get off, how many of you are getting absolutely no hosted posts up? Is anyone not? Is anyone struggling with getting hosted posts up?
I don't have high numbers, but I'm sending I've been pretty decent.
Sending your 30? Okay.
But I get like 1 to 2 a day.
Yeah, and Facebook,
yes.
But see, you're building Facebook
it's still
too.
chasing them. Like, you know what I mean? People say yes, but then it's still chasing them, you know? So I think the 30 is it?
Yeah, you may have to end up sending more.
Yeses,
correct.
You know?
Absolutely. Now, here's the thing. If I send 30 messages the night before and I get all my 10 up, do I send more? No, not till night. No matter what, even if I got 50,000, I still send 30 at night. Okay. Like the whole point, right? Now, Zarita, I know you said said that you were struggling with hosted posts? No, Brianna, is she on here still? Someone messaged me and said, oh my gosh, the devil's trying to take me out. I'm having no one respond. She's like, I need to throw my friends list away. Okay. So again, if you're having that, and if you're sensing like people just aren't responding to you, they're leaving you on read, and you're messaging and you're diligent with I would send 3 times 30 at a time. So 90 messages. But if that's the case, then every single one you do get up needs to be the giveaway. It just needs to be, right? You've got to expand beyond where you are. And that's just one of those things where unless you go through your friends list, you're never going to know who to take out, who to leave in, who to, you know, whatever, until you actually do this. So if some of you are struggling with that, keep going. Just keep going because you're just weeding through the people, you know, you're just weeding through them. I'm not getting too many up, but I will have to say, yes, you will, because you're going to be super consistent, Burrell, messaging every single day. Here's the thing. No one likes to do this. No one's like, oh my God, I can't wait to send 90 messages, right? No, absolutely not. I still can't stand it. However, okay, what you need to fall in love with is the actual process, because the process is going to bring the I don't know, the gratitude of like, oh my gosh, like I can do hard things. Like I can do this. Like I can do this, right? You're going to go into distributor conversations so much more confident. Why? Because you now know you can effectively work your own business in a smaller amount of time. Who do you think would want to sign up for a business and be like, yeah, girl, I work my business 8 hours a day. Yeah. Can you do it on top of your job that you have? No. Right? I mean, seriously, no one ever wants that. So I don't think it's anything for us to continue doing. Like it's not, I don't want to say in promotion season, we wouldn't be on our phone more, right? Okay, sure. But at the end of the day, consistently, we don't need to be working this business beyond 2 hours a day or throughout the whole day. I really don't believe that. I truly believe this business can be done in less than 2 hours if we are obedient and consistent with our time. That's just the truth. Okay. So I want to hear your guys's, numbers as we kind of continue on with this, and we'll check back in next Wednesday. I do have a guest on. Those of you know Jerica, right? She will be on next Wednesday. We're actually going to be at the retreat. I'm excited, but she is going to be hopping on to tell her story. She actually posted in a VIP the other day, this story, just about her personal story and what she's overcome in the last few months, you guys. And I was like, I need you on a Zoom. It was so good. It was so good. And I think so many of you guys are going to be able to relate to her, but she just took her boyfriend's, her partner's account, Diamond. I think Diamond. And you guys, like epic. She did it in what, 90 days? 90 days? I think it was 90 days. But she'll talk about the process through it. And I'm just super excited because she literally changed her whole mindset 24 hours. And she was like, I'm done with that. This is where we're going. And so I want to pick her brain and I'm excited about it. So she'll be on next week with us. So yes, I'm pumped. All right, guys. I appreciate you guys. If you guys have any questions, just let me know. We will start tonight. If you're in my chats, click the poll. Let me know you guys did it and then put your phone down, okay? Put your phone down. All right, guys. Have a good night. I appreciate you guys. See ya.